Think about your life for a second. Really think about it. How many times have you tried to be the nice guy? The reasonable one? The person who doesn't rock the boat? And how many times did that actually work out for you? I'm gonna guess, not many. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. Harmless people get walked on. They get ignored. They get pushed aside. And then they wonder why nobody respects them. Machiavelli wrote something that made everyone uncomfortable then and still makes people uncomfortable now. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Now before you freak out, he's not saying be a jerk. He's saying something way more nuanced. He's saying that respect comes from capability, not from being nice. Think about it. When pressure hits, who survives? The harmless person who's spent their whole life avoiding conflict? Or the person who has real skills, real strength, real presence? The dangerous person. Every time. And danger doesn't mean violence. Let me be crystal clear about this. Danger means capacity. It means having the ability to act decisively if you need to. It means being someone who can cause damage but chooses not to. That's what people respect, restraint backed by real power. You know that person at work who never raises their voice but somehow everyone listens to them? That's not magic. That's controlled danger. Everyone knows they're capable of more than they show. Compare that to the person who's loud and reactive and emotional. Nobody fears them because their hand is always showing. They're harmless, even when they're yelling. So how do you build this? How do you become dangerous in the right way? It starts way before any confrontation happens. It starts in how you build yourself when nobody's watching. Every time you push through something difficult, finishing that workout when you're exhausted, keeping your word when it's inconvenient, staying disciplined when you could slack off, you're building real capability. You're forging something inside you that can't be broken easily. You're not trying to intimidate anyone. You're just making sure that when pressure comes, you're ready. You're ensuring that nobody can push you around anymore. Picture this scenario. Someone confronts you. Maybe they're trying to embarrass you in a meeting. Maybe they're testing you in public. Maybe they're just being aggressive. The harmless version of you reacts immediately. Gets defensive. Voice goes up. Emotional. Messy. But the dangerous version? You go quiet. Your breathing stays steady. Your eyes don't leave theirs. You wait. You observe. You let them show all their cards while you show nothing. In that silence, you're more threatening than any shouting match could ever make you. That's what real danger looks like. That's what pressure respects. Drop this in the comments. I choose power. Lesson 2. Controlling your body. Command your physiology. Alright, so here's something most people never realize. Your body betrays you before your mind does. What do I mean? Next time you're in a high-pressure situation, pay attention. Your heart starts racing before you've even processed what's happening. Your shoulders tense up. Your breathing gets shallow. Your hands might even start shaking. All of this happens automatically, and if you don't understand what's going on, you become a slave to it. Machiavelli understood this. A ruler who cannot command himself cannot command anything. Same thing applies to you. If you can't control your own physical reactions, how are you going to control anything else? Your nervous system is basically trying to help you, but it's using really old software. It's treating every stressful situation like you're being chased by a predator. Fight or flight kicks in, and suddenly you're making decisions from a panic state instead of a strategic one. But here's the good news. You can hijack this system. When you slow down your breathing intentionally, and I mean really slow it down like you're trying to fog up a mirror, your brain shifts gears. It goes from panic mode to strategic mode. Deep breath in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Out through your mouth for 6. Hold for 2. Repeat. Do this and watch what happens. Your heart rate drops. Your shoulders relax. Your mind clears. You're literally reprogramming your nervous system in real time. Now imagine this. Everything around you is chaos. People are loud. Movement everywhere. Tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. Most people get sucked into that whirlwind. They match the energy around them and lose control. But you deliberately slow yourself down. Your face stays neutral. Your breathing stays controlled. You move at your own pace, not the pace the chaos is trying to force on you. This is genuinely intimidating to people. Because humans are pattern recognition machines, and you're breaking the pattern. Everyone expects you to panic, and instead you're still, composed, unreadable. People fear what they can't predict. Commanding your physiology also gives you something critical. Time. Time to observe. Time to think. Time to let others make mistakes while you stay sharp. The person who stays steady always outlasts the person who panics. Always. Your body obeys you, not your fear. That's the lesson. Drop in the comments, "My body obeys me." Lesson 3. Killing impulses. Kill emotional impulses. This is where most people completely lose the game. Every reaction you have under pressure is either making you stronger or weaker. There's no neutral ground. And most people, honestly like 95% of people, just hand over their power to their emotions without even realizing it. Someone insults them? Boom, instant anger, instant reaction. Something goes wrong. Boom, panic, terrible decision. They see something they want. Boom, impulsive action that ruins everything. Machiavelli saw this clearly. Uncontrolled emotions are how people get destroyed. They're predictable. They're exploitable. They're weak. Your emotions are not your friend in high-stakes moments. They're a trap. Here's what I mean. Emotions magnify everything. They make small threats look huge. They make you misread situations. They create openings for other people to manipulate you. Acting on impulse is a luxury you cannot afford. Watch yourself next time you feel that surge, anger, fear, desire, whatever. Notice how fast your body wants to act. Notice how your thoughts spiral. Notice how easy it becomes for someone to push your buttons. That's what makes people predictable and weak. But here's the thing, you can intercept that reaction before it becomes action. You feel the anger rising? Notice it. Name it. Okay, that's anger. Then set it aside like a tool you don't need right now. You feel fear creeping in? Acknowledge it. Alright, that's fear telling me something. Then analyze what it's actually telling you instead of just reacting to it. This is the difference between being controlled by your emotions and using them as information. When you act like your emotions have no power over your decisions, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is a massive weapon. People will completely miscalculate you because they assume everyone reacts like they do. Emotionally, impulsively, predictably. When you break that pattern, you operate on a level they can't counter. Think about it like chess. Emotional people are playing checkers, reactive, obvious, one move at a time. You're playing chess, strategic, patient, 3 moves ahead. Every emotional impulse you kill makes you sharper. Every time you pause instead of react, you're building something powerful inside you. This is what separates the weak from the untouchable. The moment you lash out because you're angry, you give away leverage. The moment you act because you're scared, you surrender control. The moment you chase something because you're desperate, you become someone else's toy. Kill the impulse. Master the reaction. Control the moment. Drop this, I act with calculated control. Transition. Keep the energy going. So far we've covered becoming dangerous, controlling your body, and killing emotional impulses. But we're just getting warmed up here. Because understanding these principles intellectually is one thing. Actually applying them when everything's falling apart? That's a whole different game. Stick with me because the next few lessons are where this really gets tactical. Lesson 4. Your own tempo. Move at your own tempo. Here's something wild. Most people are slaves to other people's timing. Someone pushes them to decide quickly? They rush and make mistakes. Someone tries to slow them down? They hesitate and lose momentum. They let external forces dictate their pace, and because of that, they never have real control. Machiavelli said, "He who is prudent and waits for an opportunity is superior to him who acts rashly." Timing is everything. And the person who controls the tempo controls the outcome. When you're under pressure, there's this instinct to speed up, to match the chaos around you, to react at the pace everyone else is moving. That's exactly what you shouldn't do. The monster, the truly dangerous person, moves differently. When others speed up, he slows down. When others hesitate, he accelerates. He decides the rhythm, and everyone else follows. Think about a confrontation where everyone's shouting, everything's chaotic, energy is through the roof. The average person mirrors that chaos. Gets loud, moves frantically, loses control. But what happens when one person in that situation just pauses, speaks slowly, moves deliberately, takes their time? It's genuinely unsettling. It breaks the pattern. And breaking the pattern is power. Your pause becomes a weapon because people don't know how to handle it. They're expecting you to react at their pace, and when you don't, they start second-guessing themselves. This is advanced psychology in action. Tempo is also armor. When someone's trying to rush you into a bad decision, your controlled pacing protects you. When they're trying to provoke you, your deliberate timing disarms them. They act out of desperation. You act out of design. Here's a practical example. Negotiations. The person who's comfortable with silence wins. The person who can sit there, breathing slowly, not filling the space with nervous talking, that person has all the power. Because humans hate silence. We feel compelled to fill it. And when you're the one comfortable with it, everyone else starts talking, revealing things they shouldn't, making concessions they don't need to. Your pace is your power. Master it. Drop this. I move at my own pace. Lesson 5. Reinterpreting fear. Train your mind to interpret fear differently. Let's talk about fear because most people have this completely backwards. They think fear is the enemy. Something to avoid. Something that means they're weak. That's the first mistake. Fear isn't your enemy. It's information. It's a signal. It's your body's way of saying, "Hey, pay attention, this matters." Machiavelli understood this. Men shrink from danger. A man of insight faces it. The difference between someone who gets crushed by pressure and someone who rises above it is simple. How they interpret what fear means. Most people feel fear and their brain immediately goes, danger, panic, run, hide. Everything scatters. Vision narrows. Thoughts spiral. But you can train yourself to interpret that same feeling differently. When your heart races, instead of thinking, "I'm scared, I'm going to mess this up," you think, "My body is preparing me for something important. I'm getting focused." When you feel that tension in your chest, instead of, "I can't handle this," you think, "This is adrenaline. This is energy I can use." It's the same physical sensation, completely different interpretation. And that interpretation changes everything. Fear sharpens your senses when you use it right. It makes you more aware, more focused, more alive in the moment. It's like going from standard definition to 4K. Think about this. Before a big presentation, big game, big moment, everyone feels nervous. Everyone has that flutter in their stomach. The person who fails interprets that as, "I'm not ready, I'm going to fail." The person who succeeds interprets that as, "I'm activated, I'm ready, let's go." Same feeling. Different story. Different outcome. You need to start mapping your fear. Next time pressure hits, don't fight the sensation. Study it. Where do you feel it? How does it move through your body? What triggers it? The more you understand your fear, the less power it has over you. And here's the kicker. Once you understand your own fear patterns, you can predict other people's too. You know exactly how they're going to react under pressure because you understand the mechanism. Fear becomes a spotlight showing you exactly where to act, where to wait, where to press your advantage. An untrained person sees only threat. A trained person sees opportunity hidden inside that threat. That's the difference between being controlled by fear and controlling it. Drop this. I convert fear into power. Lesson 6. The power of stillness. Showcase non-reaction as power. Everything in the world is trying to provoke you. People want reactions. They want to see you flinch. They want to know they got to you. And most people give it to them immediately. They respond to everything, every comment, every challenge, every provocation. Their emotions are written all over their face. You know exactly what they're thinking because they can't hide it. That's weakness. Machiavelli observed, men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. What he means is, your presence matters more than your actions. How you appear matters more than what you actually do. And nothing communicates power like non-reaction. When someone tries to provoke you and you just don't react, that's terrifying to them. Because they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know if you're calculating, observing, or just completely unbothered. That uncertainty is a weapon. Let me be clear, this isn't the same as freezing up. A scared person appears frozen because they don't know what to do. A powerful person appears still because they're choosing not to act yet. Massive difference. Your stillness should be active. You're watching, measuring, absorbing. Every little twitch, every emotional flare from the other person is information you're collecting. While they're busy reacting, you're learning everything about them. Silence becomes pressure you're applying invisibly. Most people can't handle silence. They feel compelled to fill it. So they talk more, reveal more, make mistakes. Meanwhile, you're giving away nothing. Think about high-stakes negotiations, confrontations, intense conversations. The person who controls their reactions controls the situation. Someone insults you, and instead of snapping back, you just look at them. Steady, calm. Maybe a tiny smile. Say nothing. Watch what happens. They either escalate and make themselves look bad, or they back down. Either way, you win. Your composure becomes intimidating because it's unpredictable. People are used to emotional, reactive opponents. When they encounter someone who won't be provoked, they don't know how to handle it. This reshapes how people see you. They start being more careful around you. They second-guess themselves. They reveal weaknesses trying to get a reaction from you. Non-reaction is not passivity. It's controlled aggression. It's choosing when and how you engage with absolute authority. Drop this. I command without moving. Lesson 7. Weaponizing pressure. Turn pressure against others. Now we're getting to the really advanced stuff. Most people think pressure is something that happens to them. Something they have to survive. But what if I told you pressure is actually a weapon you can use against other people? Machiavelli saw this clearly. Men in times of difficulty show their true colors. Stressful situations expose everyone's weaknesses. The cracks show. The facade drops. People reveal who they really are. And if you're the one who stays calm while everyone else is freaking out, you can see all of it. Every weakness. Every vulnerability. Every mistake. While they're panicking, you're observing. While they're making emotional decisions, you're calculating. While they're falling apart, you're getting stronger. This is how you turn pressure into a weapon. Every time someone raises their voice, they're showing you they're losing control. Every time someone makes a hasty decision, they're showing you they're scared. Every time someone overreacts, they're giving you leverage. You don't have to create pressure, it's already there. You just have to be the one who isn't affected by it while everyone else is. Your calmness amplifies their anxiety. Your stillness makes their chaos more obvious. Your control highlights their lack of control. This is psychological warfare at its finest. Think about it in practical terms. You're in a meeting, things are tense, deadlines are tight, and everyone's stressed. Most people are scrambling, talking over each other, making emotional arguments. You sit back slightly. You slow down your speech. You ask simple questions that force them to think instead of react. You watch the chaos and step in at exactly the right moment with exactly the right solution. Suddenly everyone's looking to you because you're the only one who's thinking clearly. That's not luck. That's strategy. Pressure isn't your enemy. It's your tool. Every moment of tension is an opportunity to demonstrate that you operate on a different level than everyone else. The more chaotic things get, the better you look by comparison. Master this, and you'll never fear high-pressure situations again. You'll start looking forward to them because you know they're opportunities to dominate. Drop this. I use pressure as power. Lesson 8. Mastering fear. Make fear your servant, not your master. Alright, we're coming to the final lesson, and this might be the most important one. Fear is not something you eliminate. That's a myth. That's fake Instagram motivation. Real power comes from making fear serve you instead of you serving it. Machiavelli understood this paradox perfectly. Fear is a tool. The man who feels nothing can be destroyed because he lacks the warning system that keeps him alive. But the man who feels fear and acts anyway? That's real courage. That's real power. You're never going to not feel fear. Stop trying. Stop thinking that one day you'll be this fearless superhuman who doesn't react to anything. That's not the goal. The goal is to feel the fear and use it. To acknowledge it, understand what it's telling you, and then act strategically anyway. When fear shows up, it's giving you information. This matters. This is high stakes. Pay attention. The untrained person hears that and freezes or flees. The trained person hears that and focuses harder. Same signal. Different response. Think about it like this. Fear is like having a really paranoid advisor. He's always worst-case scenario, always pointing out dangers, always anxious. Do you let that advisor make your decisions? No. But do you listen to what he's warning you about? Absolutely. That's the relationship you need to build with fear. Okay, I feel afraid. What's this fear about specifically? What's the actual threat here? What can I do about it? Break it down. Analyze it. Use it. Every time you act despite being afraid, you're training yourself. You're proving to your own brain that fear doesn't control you. That fear is just another input, not a command. And here's what's wild. The more you do this, the more you realize that courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is just familiarity with acting while afraid. The first time you do something scary? Terrifying. The 10th time? Still uncomfortable, but manageable. The 100th time? It's just part of the process. You're not eliminating fear. You're just getting comfortable operating with it present. That's what makes you dangerous. Because while other people are being controlled by their fear, you're using yours as fuel. You feel the fear, acknowledge it, and then do what needs to be done anyway. That's mastery. Fear obeys you, not the other way around. Drop this final one. Fear obeys me. So here we are. We've covered 8 Machiavellian lessons for becoming a monster under pressure. Becoming dangerous instead of harmless. Commanding your physiology. Killing emotional impulses. Moving at your own tempo. Reinterpreting fear as information. Using non-reaction as a weapon. Turning pressure against others. And making fear your servant. These aren't just concepts. These are tools you can use today, right now, in whatever situation you're facing. Because here's the truth, a monster under pressure isn't born. He's built. Day by day. Decision by decision. Moment by moment. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you're building this. Every time you stay calm when everyone else is losing it, you're building this. Every time you act despite being afraid, you're building this. Machiavelli wrote, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." That's what this is about. Not conquering other people, conquering yourself. Mastering your reactions, your emotions, your physiology, your fear. Because when you control yourself, when you truly command every part of yourself, pressure becomes irrelevant. It can't touch you. It can't break you. It can only make you sharper. Most people will never learn this. They'll spend their entire lives being pushed around by circumstances, controlled by their emotions, dominated by their fears. But you're different. You're choosing a different path. You're choosing to become the person who gets calmer as things get crazier. The person who sees opportunities where others see disasters. The person who pressure reveals to be absolutely unbreakable. This isn't a one-time thing. This is a lifestyle. This is how you approach every difficult situation for the rest of your life. Small victories at first. Pause before reacting. Breathe deeply in tense moments. Stay still when others panic. Each one builds on the last. And over time, you become something different. Something people can't quite figure out. Something that commands respect without demanding it. The world is going to keep testing you. Pressure isn't going away. Life is designed to push you, challenge you, see what you're made of. But now you have the tools. Now you understand the game. Pressure doesn't crush the prepared. It only reveals the unprepared. And you're choosing to be prepared. So carry these lessons with you. Apply them relentlessly. Stay dangerous. Stay controlled. Stay unpredictable. And most importantly, stay unbreakable. Drop this final affirmation. I am the unbreakable. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay dangerous.